Lando into SQ3 but not able to run with no soft tyres. Talk us through that decision you made yesterday that meant you had none today.
We wanted a higher position for Sunday than we did for today, simple as that.
And worth the risk considering you couldn't run today?
Yeah, no risk, just we got a couple of positions higher probably yesterday than what we would have done. Could have been higher today, but points only got up to 8th, and it's less points, and just not as needed, let's say, for us in terms of our priority for the race on Sunday.
It's an interesting strategy that's going to come into these sprint weekends, isn't it? What is possible for you in the sprint race later on from P10?
Brilliant question. We'll find out. I think the pace is reasonable. It's maybe like today was maybe not as strong as it was yesterday on the soft tires, but we can still choose what we want to use for the sprint race. So we'll see. We'll try and get into the points or get a point at least, but it's going to be difficult. So we'll give it our best shot and see what we can do.
Regardless, another SQ3, and it seems that McLaren have really taken a positive step forward. Would you agree?
I wouldn't. I mean, the upgrades we've ordered definitely helped, and I think we've definitely improved the car. It's just one race weekend, so I think we'll wait and see how we get on in Miami and a couple of the other races. Some tracks the car's performing better at, some tracks it struggles at, So this is one that it seems to be performing better at, and on top of that we got the upgrade, so things look particularly good. But I wouldn't get ahead of ourselves. I think we know where we still stand, and but the team are doing a good job with everything else, so I'm happy.
Charles, it's not often we see a car pulling into the pole position with half a front wing missing. Just talk me through that crash and indeed sum up your session for us.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a little bit on the limit. I tried to use a bit more track on the second lap on the entry of the corner, but for some reason there was a lot of sand outside the line today, and especially at the first in SQ1 we struggled quite a lot with the grip, with the sand on track. Then the line got clean, but when I tried to use a bit more line in the entry, I lost the rear, tried to recover from it, but then I had not enough grip to stop the car. Luckily this doesn't have any consequence on the results, but it's like this.
We heard you say sorry to your teammate Carlos because it does seem that perhaps that crash had impeded his flying lap, and he's P5.
Yeah, I mean this is a shame. I don't know what to say. I feel sorry for Carlos. I don't know whether he was improving. Tires here also for me it was gone. I was not improving on that second lap. It's a one lap tire, but still, I mean, if it had any consequence on his quali, I feel sorry.
You are on pole position for the sprint though. I guess a fourth consecutive pole of sorts here. That must be a great feeling that you really are mastering this track, and indeed you are closer, looking at the data, in race pace than you have been all season.
Looking at the data, I mean, I'm still not quite sure about our race pace. I will wait and see this afternoon, but in qualifying we seem to be strong around here, so it's good. But again, our weakness has been more on the race, so on that we need to work still. There's still a lot of work to do, but it seems like we have done a step forward, and we'll see that this afternoon if it's the case.
Alex, that's a bit more like it, isn't it? Yeah. Into SQ3, P7 for the sprint race.
Yes.
Sum it up.
Yeah, I mean, well, honestly, yesterday wasn't even that bad. Getting into Q2 was already good for us, and then today was even sweeter, so really happy. It's going to be a tricky race. There's 8 points, or 8 positions up for points, and we're just in there, but we've got 2 very quick cars right behind us, so we're going to try and hold on. I don't even know. I don't think we even really planned for this in terms of strategy, so we'll go to the drawing board and see what we can find a solution for in a couple of hours.
We're seeing the potential of this Williams. Indeed, you getting into SQ3 today are relatively unhindered in your running. How much more do you think there is to come? It's exciting, isn't it? A good step forwards.
It is. It's exciting. It feels like every weekend we come into, there's always opportunity to score points. I mean that's what we live for. So no, I'm really happy with the progress. And every weekend I come from a track from last year, it's always positive because the car feels so much better this year than it did last year. So we've got to keep it going. We're in the mix, and let's keep it that way.
Logan, sorry to see the crash. Just talk us through what happened in that qualifying session for you.
Yeah, it was a good session to that point. The car had a good pace. I was on another really good lap, and when 2 cars want to play games into the hardest corner of the track, it makes my life extremely difficult. So obviously it's my job to not put in the wall, so I'm sorry to the team for that and the damage I caused. But yeah, I feel like the people in front of me could have helped me out a little bit.
I appreciate you've only just got back, and I'm sure the car's not been in the garage too long as well, but can you ascertain the extent of the damage? Obviously it's a race against time now ahead of this sprint race. Yeah,
it was pretty heavy, so a lot of work for the boys. So again, I feel bad about that, but you know, I know they'll be working as hard as they can, and I'll keep looking at what I can do better for this afternoon.
I know it's not the way you'd want to have done it, but it is another SQ2 for you after the Q2 yesterday for Sunday's race, so you have to be happy with that, and indeed the pace that Williams seems to have. Alex Albon showing a P7 was possible as well.
Well, that's the disappointing part, is that, you know, we have a really quick car. I mean, it's positive, but at the same time for me it's disappointing, because I think, you know, I really felt comfortable today, and you know, I feel like we had really good speed in it, and yeah, to end it like that is pretty bad.